All right, down the hill we go. And we turn left and over to Madison and turn right on Madison and get back in the conga line. Hey, Eddie, here, present, accounted for. Are we having fun yet? uh, hey, Gary, just trying to get the hell out of this town and back on the freeway. Didn't have to work today, Eddie? Yeah, I'd buy that. Seems like a nap kind of day. Okay, finally on the freeway. After racing around the hospital on my knee scooter, my left calf was starting to cramp up on me. That's not good. Fish and chips sounds good. Hi, Mama O. Hey, Burn. I haven't seen any warnings of it, but earlier this morning we saw a truck go by with a snowplow on it, and the nurse that helped me today, who is one of my favorite nurses, by the way, commented that she lives up in the north end, and they were talking about getting snow. So I don't know. Although they're in the banana belt, so they kind of get as much as we're at a higher elevation, they kind of get hit with it more often than we do. So when I get out, I should have checked it before I fired the live up. I didn't. So I have to check it when I get off of here and see if we actually have any any inference of snow coming. All right, we made it to the freeway. Oh, I'll be damned. You're right, Izzy. There is a crack. Thanks for pointing that out. Okay, Gary. I know you struggle typing on your phone, buddy. Yeah, it would take a professional in the industry to point that out. There's a rain going. It's extra noisy out there. We'll run the window up. That's good, dude. Run for half a mile. You've got yards behind me. You better squeeze in up my power. Hey, Gary. Apparently, the wind moved north. This is what we had this morning coming out of Bonnie Lake. Throw the defrost on and see if I can clear out that window over there by that right mirror. That thing's still fogging up. I gotta hit it with a window cleaner next time I stop at the gas station. Put some of my anti-fog stuff on it. I don't know why the mirror heater isn't clearing it out. It did on the frost this morning, so I know it's working. Get by the truck and then I can move over things because I'll know exactly where he is. There we go. Get around all the people driving nuts. And then this dickhead's gonna jump in front of me. All right, now we're off to the races. Boy, they come up with some of the dumbest questions. I don't know how often you all go live on your phone, but since that's the only thing I do, YouTube pops up these ask this silly question. Hey, Greg, thanks for coming in, buddy. Now we're moving down the road. Yeah, definitely. It was cold enough up at home to have snow tonight. The dogs would enjoy it. Anytime we get more than about 8 inches of snow, so they're out in the yard, and all of a sudden you see them disappear and pop up 12 feet in one direction or another. Now we're getting hit with the wind that we were talking about this morning too. It's getting blown around a little bit. Nice. I've never done beer. I've done wine a couple of times. Not that I'm a wine drinker, but the kit was given to me as a Christmas present or something when I was in my 20s. So I felt obligated to do it. I mean, that's how all these craft breweries started. Was somebody got a kit and made beer, and then investigated on how to make it better and better. And next thing you know, we had Red Hook Brewery. I mean, our company is building about 3 breweries a year in the greater Puget Sound region. Hi, Share Bear. Thanks for coming in, honey. We're just battling the weather. I am headed back towards home, Jamie. 20 gallons. Yeah, I think you got to get to 10,000 barrels to be considered a brewery. At least that's what I was told by the last guy that we built a brewery for. Yeah, like Laverne and Shirley work for a brewery. There you go. Yeah, the ultimate job is being the master brewer. Yeah, that's what would be fun about it is tweaking it to see what you can make it. Wait, what you can make it taste like and what you can how you can improve it. They definitely have some odd ones out there. Several years ago, I worked on a man, it was a country farm stand type place, but they also made their own liquor. He had I don't know what the licensing is called for it, but made his own moonshine and made his own vodkas and even had a scotch, I think. But he was teaching classes at Green River Community College, and I showed interest in it. And at one point, one of his kettles had copper kettles had a broken foot on it, and I was out there working on the refrigeration, and he asked me if I could fix it. So I brazed the foot back on the kettle for him, and he volunteered to teach me. And we decided in the next summer, when he did another class, he would let me sit in on it. And then the poor guy got ill and passed away the next summer. I mean, I understand the basics of how to do it, but it would have been fun to get taught by somebody who knows what they're doing. Yeah, one of the funny things I've been offered lots of silly things like that while I've been working, but that's one of the ones I would have taken him up on. So I got to hit the pharmacy and the grocery store on the way home. I did laundry and dishes yesterday, so I think I'm going to try and set up this laser engraver today. So we'll see how that goes. I'll take some video of it and try and put something together. Maybe I'll turn on the overhead camera. I'll do it on the island in the kitchen and put on the overhead camera and film it. Oh, that's awesome. Well, oh, see, if you'd stuck with it, Jerry, you could have been a big brewery by now. I mentioned Red Hook. I was making wort chillers for Red Hook Brewery back in the 80s. We just set up a jig in the back of the shop for it, and about every 6 months, we'd make him up a dozen wort chiller coils. Yeah, back in the day, I drank a lot of beer, but by the time I was probably 25, I quit doing that. But it's, just like barbecue. Everybody wants to win awards. So you enter the competitions, and if you can put stuff together that's good enough to win awards, the next step is making bigger batches of something. Wow, wind's really getting nasty. I mean, I really don't have a problem. I'm just noticing it. I'm used to driving a full size van in this kind of crap. But puddle. Ooh, surf up. That was fun. Years ago, well, they still make it actually. Elysian Brewers got together with one of the local radio shows, produced a beer for them. And actually, I think they produced about four of them now. And I've tried all of those, and those were actually pretty good. And last I saw, it was out on the East Coast and across the country, and some places. It's called Men's Room Original Red. But they've done an amber ale and dark beers, and they've done a bunch of different ones. I'm not that big of a craft beer person. I'm happy with just an MGD if I'm going to drink a beer. I'm not a big drinker anymore at all. The last time I had a drink was probably 4 years ago. Nice to see they put the signs back up that said no vehicles over 10,000 ppw in the carpool lane. They used to be all over the place, and then for some reason they took them all down. And then we started seeing bigger trucks. Never saw semis over here, but definitely one bigger than 10,000. I mean, in reality, a one-ton dually is bigger than 10,000, but that's just commercial trucks over 10. Doctor's appointment went well. Was down a little bit more inside. And the little lattice work bandaging had stayed in place the entire week, uh, which I'd had problems with the prior week. I kept having to get it wet, get a Q-tip wet and straighten it out to keep the stem cells covered. But last week I griped about it. She went out of her way to make sure it would stay put, or at least attempt it, and it did. And so now they're doing it that way, and hopefully that's going to add to the healing process. Yep, just a pretty day here. These don't happen that often. I know it's Seattle. I know everybody says it rains, but we don't have days like this that often. Um, Thought maybe they extended the carpool lane, but they didn't. It ended right there. just not much going on today. Whole lot of nothing. But like I said, I'm going to see if I can set up the doohickey. It's a laser etcher. That's what it is. I'm going to try and set that up this afternoon. If I actually manage to get it up and running, I'll I'll post a picture of my person. I got to assume it comes pre-programmed with something or some way to use it right off the bat. And I'll have to figure out what programming I need to be able to design that line. I've read the basic manual, but it really doesn't come with much of a manual. You have to go online to see the manual and how it all operates and works. I'll probably uh, sneaky cough. Um, I'll get home, put the groceries away, and then when I bring the dogs outside, I'll light up my iPad, read the instructions, see what it's going to take to put it together, and get it up and running. All right, off the exit, around the corner, and up the hill. Well, we seem to have fell asleep most of the time. Cool. Okay. Now we've got the long run to spring. Holidays are over. Whoops. That is, yeah, got a long run to spring. Got 2.5 more months of winter to get through. And all right, Jerry, I'll be here for about another 10 or 15 minutes. I keep hoping that the geese are going to be out in this field. There's a few of them, but not like I've seen it. Up the hill and into Monty Lake. Not a whole lot going. I don't have any big plans for spring. But we don't really make resolutions. We make plans. They aren't even as strong as goals. But the only real goal I have is to try to get this damn foot to heal up. And I don't know what to do to make it happen. So close, but yet so far. See if he's changed the joke on his rear quarter. Nope. least traffic is normal. Finally back to normal after the holidays. Hi, Tiffany. Welcome back. It's been a rather quiet ride back south. Not a whole lot going on. Got to make a stop at the pharmacy. Actually, I think that I got the pharmacy with the Safeway, and I got to end it at Safeway anyway. So I will probably end it right here uh, at the pharmacy. Nobody's honking at me. I didn't do anything. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for spending your Tuesday morning with me. And I love y'all. I will see you out there somewhere on YouTube, I'm sure. I spend a lot of time here, oddly enough. Anyway, have a good week, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.